is the Nigel Foster Air paddle. It's a high-performance paddle. Very nice blade for performance for maneuvering and rock gardening, but it's also a great blade for extended touring. Yeah, nice thing about the paddle is that it's very slippery in the water. You can just slide it forwards or backwards. Very easy to find neutral, very easy to find the back of the blade. Foam core in the blade gives it more or less a neutral flotation, so it's not going to need any effort to push it down, to hold it in position, and it's not going to bounce out of the water either. It's going to be steady. It's a particularly nice blade for maneuvering because it's got a very thin blade profile and a very contoured back, so it'll slice cleanly without turbulence from one position to another. So the foam core in the blades gives you a really neutral position. So the flotation allows you to position the blade deeper or higher in the water and hold it there without really using any grip on the paddle shaft. Really is from that neutral position that you can get the precision angles for making the kayak dance in the way that you want to. The straight line from edge to edge means that track straight when it's slicing forward and backwards through the water, but it also will skim very cleanly in a horizontal position. And so in the low brace, the blade is flat on the water, it just skims, slices forward or backward in a neutral position again, so that it finds its comfort level with the water without you really having to force it. And now the fiberglass version of the Nigel Foster blade, exactly the same shaping as the carbon. A little bit more flex in the tip than the carbon would have, but it's still a very stiff blade on account of the foam core. So now, what about paddle length? I use a 205 centimeter long paddle for my general paddling because it does everything. I can still get a lot of speed in a forward direction, but it makes all the maneuvers where I've got the blade in the water and I'm slicing from one paddle stroke to the next. It makes those maneuvers very much easier. I don't recommend anything very much longer than 215. In fact, can't imagine anybody wanting to use this blade in a longer length than that. You're going to start losing some of its function. When we look at the shaft diameter, it's a little bit wider than most, a little bit broader, and that's because the greater radius makes it easier to determine the angle of the blade in the water. You can you have very fine tuning on the amount of pressure that you get on the blade by increasing the angle degree by degree, whereas with a narrower shaft you don't get that precision. It's also very pretty, the blue all the way through it.